Cars and Bids, and welcome to this 97 Diablo, the crown jewel of the Bolian sell-off, here only on Cars and Bids.
That's right. This is my 97 Diablo SV, and like all the other cars here in the driveway, I'm selling 6 cars, no reserve, on Cars and Bids. I've known Doug forever, and I'm so glad to be able to do this, but I'm so glad for you to be able to experience this car. He's been trying to make me some lowball offers, so your responsibility now is to outbid him, but we're gonna make that a little bit harder by getting you some seat time in the Diablo.
I can't wait.
Let's do it.
I could live with an SV.
So you get a lot firmer shift feel on a Diablo relative to a Mercy, for sure. Obviously it's 5-speed with the dogleg first to second relative to the 6-speed in a Mercy. But you know, for me, I don't feel like I'm giving up an awful lot of utility in a Diablo. With a Countach, a ton, right? There's a massive delta in like, am I emotionally prepared to take this car somewhere versus a Mercy that you really can just hop in and you can daily if you want. And I thought this would be like right in the middle.
Yep.
And it's not. It's pretty close to a Mercy. And I think a lot of that is manual, rear-wheel drive, that you don't get that low-speed binding or the hesitation or anything like that. But I have found the car to be remarkably useful.
Yeah, I expected it to be way more compromised, and as I was discussing with the friend group, should I sell the Mercy for Diablo, everyone was like, oh, don't do it, because you won't be able to drive it as much in regular conditions. But this is pretty easy to drive.
Yes.
It's not like the Countach, which is a muscle car. Even the startup procedure on a Countach, you have to know how to start it, to let it get warmed up, all of that I just really don't need to worry about on this car.
Visibility's fine. I fit in the car. I mean, obviously it doesn't look that way from any image of it, but I mean, relative to the way I am in most sports cars, I find the car to be pretty comfortable, decent enough sight lines. Even with the roof scoops and the intakes, you can still see behind us.
I can see better in this than I can in my Roadster Mercy, for sure.
That is true, yes.
And also, you're a bit taller than me. I'm still every bit of 6'1", maybe 6'2". I'm not struggling at all in terms of headroom, which is really nice to know.
It is, yeah. A bit more direct steering feel than you'd get out of a Mercy.
Which is great. They started to over-assist them a little bit in that early 2000s.
Yes.
This still has that like more analog feel that I would expect from an SV.
For sure. And the cool thing is it's geared so long that you can kind of do anything in any gear. You could be in first, second, or third and get around any kind of low-speed maneuver. We're gonna go left here. My favorite color of Lamborghini, and I chose deliberately not to repaint my LP640 in orange when I painted it Verde Draco, because I was worried that if it was a shade off, it would like bother me forever. That's why I did Draco, because there's no other Verde Draco cars in the US. And so I really, for this though, I had to go orange, and I am super happy with just the presence of the car, the way it looks, the black wheels, the black graphics, the black wing. It's everything I wanted it to be.
I mean, and this has such a sense of occasion like a Countach, but it still has a little bit of that usability of a Mercy. I'm upset that I'm enjoying it as much as I am, because this is going to put me into a multi-week tailspin of, do I sell, do I buy, what do I do with my life?
You need both. That is the answer.
I know.
Nothing complements a Mercy Roadster like a Diablo Coupe.
It pulls really nice.
Yeah, 530 horsepower is a lot.
It seems like with Diablos, no matter what you're buying, it's going to need money But this doesn't need any money in the drivetrain.
No
it would just be
lights, no errors.
Oh yeah, it is gone. It's just cosmetics, right? And I personally would say the cosmetics are great. It is not worth tinkering with, but if you wanted to, you could. But a lot of the other auctions I've seen, and I would talk to people that have seen and PPI'd the car, will say, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it needs 50 grand. But this car, you've driven it, I'm driving it right now. It's healthy.
Yeah.
It feels really, really good.
Yeah, it revs smooth, it doesn't misfire. It'll throw a check engine light every once in a while, but I'm trying to think. I mean, the fuel gauge is kind of intermittent, so I keep the trip odometer running and just refuel a little bit more often than you might. Pop-up headlights work, everything kind of works. I got a window regulator coming for that side. It'll be in before the car sells. You're right, like the cosmetics merit some attention, but really, like unless you are gonna go full 100% OEM factory level restoration, which is actually cheaper now to do in Italy than to do in the US, I would just leave it and love it.
Yeah, no, I think you're too harsh on yourself with the paint. I think the car presents so good, and the driving experience, it's the SV, it is meant to be driven.
Now you spend time in an earlier car.
Yeah.
How does it feel compared to that?
Way more usable. The early cars, the clutch weighs 1,000,000 pounds. The steering has no assist whatsoever. The brakes are very manual. So I'm finding it's much more approachable from that perspective, which does let you, the early car almost fights you to drive to the point where it's challenging.
Yeah.
This lets you like focus on the actual driving, and it's a little less intimidating, but it also just, it has more power, it has way more sense of occasion, and the car I drove was a US spec, so it had the big ugly airbag, it didn't have Alcantara dash, like the interior is a much nicer place to be relative to the car that I drove, or frankly any of the early ones. But what I do like is you retain the pop-up. So the late ones, they go to the fixed headlight, the Nissan headlights, which look fine, but the pop-ups are just so period correct, so perfect for the car.
So 90s, it hurts.
Yeah. And I think the gauges are really nice here. I mean, I've got good visibility and everything. I agree with you on the steering wheel. This does give you just a little bit more space and make the car feel a little more comfortable.
I think I'm going to take the steering wheel out of the Victoria's Secret car and do something like this. It is just so much nicer to live with.
Oh, it sounds good too.
I think it's got a creasing exhaust on it, the same as the blue LP640 that I got on Cars and Bids. But yeah, I think it sounds marvelous.
It's hard not to just want to downshift and listen to it scream.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It does open some doors in my mind, that's for sure.
There we go.
Well, I will bid up to a point. Then I might need to talk to Daddy Doug about selling a Murcielago, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
He's got a place to put it.
The Murcielago SV is a very special car, don't get me wrong, but I think this had way more special touches to it, like the Yoda roof scoops and the revised aesthetics. You get a power bump, you get the rear wheel drive, you get a lot of really cool things, and then of course they were all sticks.
Right.
Versus the SVs, they're, what is it, 6 sticks total or something like that?
5 or 7, depending on whether we believe the other 2 theoretical VINs are real.
You would never really want to drive one of them and put miles on them because of the rarity. Versus a Diablo SV, especially this one, you could just pop in it and drive it like a normal car.
Well, and I'm a big fan of the theory of like vertical car collections, of like how cool would it be if you had a Mura SV, a Diablo SV, a Mercy SV, and an Aventador SV. And to me, the fact that you could assemble those is really an exciting prospect. True. As like a theoretical collector. I don't have the space to just have that focus, but it almost makes you want to, you know, have the whole Pokemon collection.
I could totally see that, but I would grab the keys of this over a E-Gear Mercy SV.
100%.
This shift feel is amazing, by the way. Like, it's so easy. It goes right where I want it to. It's a nice short throw.
It's a lot notchier than a Mercy, but I think in a lovely way.
Yeah, I don't mind the notchiness at all. It takes all the guesswork out. Like, I just know where it's going and I'm good.
Driving it feels a bit more like you did a thing.
Yeah. Yes, but I'm not going to be exhausted when we get there.
Right.
Just two tall dudes with nice loafers and a Diablo SV.
On a gorgeous Atlanta day.
It is. I love the little backfires too.
Occasional pop bangs. That's not a tune. That's really happening.
I know.
Take that, you M4.
It's always the BMWs. Always. These cars benefit so much from being driven.
So much.
Few of them actually get driven.
And it's got about 46,000 miles on it, showing in kilometers, obviously, but it doesn't really seem to need anything. We went totally through it, fixed a couple of oil leaks. It's got a little bit of a drip at the rear main, but I hadn't put a mark on my driveway in a while, and so that'll happen when you pull the motor. But of all of the gated manual V12 Lambos that I've had, I'm going to say this one has the best clutch feel of any of them.
I'm shocked at how great this car drives. It is decades ahead of where I would expect a 90s supercar, especially Lamborghini in that period, which was being passed around to the highest / lowest bidder. Anyone willing to bid really could have bought Lamborghini at the time.
Yes.
What a treat. Thank you, Ed. You are a gentleman more than I even imagined.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming all this way to experience it. I know we've added a little bit of a competitive element that you weren't necessarily looking for as you approached me to buy this car a short time ago, but I think that's right, to give the fine people of the Cars and Bids audience a chance to continue its journey.
Having owned a Murcielago for a while, I expected the Diablo to be maybe a letdown or not quite as usable as the Mercy. This is shockingly usable, shockingly. I mean, we could drive it like a normal car in traffic. When the traffic cleared up, I could just lay on it and oh, did it sing. It sounds so good.
It does.
It sounds so good. The shift feel is really strong. I mean, it is one of those cars that it's a big question mark and intimidating as a buyer. Has it been serviced? Does it run? Does it idle? Yes, this one might need a little assistance with the parking brake, but other than that, I mean, just drive it. It's a car. It's a wonderful car at that. So I'm beyond impressed, and I do love the history and the story. You're really great at telling these stories, but this has been SEMA exhibited, it's been on a Netflix show, it's been on YouTube, it's been driven by a bunch of people. I mean, in terms of just knowing what you're getting into, there's no more transparent Diablo on the market that I think you could conceive of. Probably no more well-known Diablo short of a Victoria's Secret car that you could buy.
There we go. And I think, you know, it's an interesting moment in the Diablo market because we've got this full spectrum of more than a decade worth of cars. And a lot of the SVs that have come to market lately have been quite needy cars.
Yes, quite needy. And often you can tell that they're needy, but the driving videos are really short and have a lot of question marks. You can tell they're being babied. And it brings up more questions than answers. So I really appreciate you letting me drive this and put some miles on it. We just did, what, 20 minutes there of driving pretty easily. And I mean, not a hiccup.
Not a thing, not a thing. So I know you want it, but I hope that you guys want it just a little bit more. I'm sure it'll be available at a link in the description below of whatever, but thank you so much for checking out Cars and Bids for this and my other ridiculous cars that are for sale now.